right, it's now Sunday morning, so day 2 of working on this project, among other things. And what I'm going to do on time lapse next is I'm going to mix up more soil, more of a sort of potting mix that I'm experimenting with still, but I think I've put together a good mix that's going to really grow a lot of vegetables without needing to have a ton of fertility added to it all the time. My plan is to just use organic liquid fertilizers to keep things growing well. Also have to take apart that GreenStalk, just take the levels apart. I want to level the ground underneath it with decomposed granite. And I need to adjust those little watering pans. And then I'm going to build the GreenStalk with the shorter planting bays. And if I have enough soil and time before the sun hits here, I'm going to build the final garden tower. So as I was taking this apart, I noticed that the little holes that let the water come out of these pans was getting clogged by some soil. So I guess I was a little messy when I was filling the beds, or as I was watering, some soil got in there. Anyway, that's gonna be a problem. There was water sitting in there. So unless these stay very clean, the water's gonna get clogged and it's not gonna distribute out to the beds. So that's a pretty big issue that I see here. And what I'm gonna do to fix it is I'm gonna get a drill bit and I'm gonna drill some bigger holes in here, as well as the top water pan. So the water's gonna move out faster, which I think will be better anyway for how hot and dry it is here, for me to be able to put more water in these beds quickly. The thing is, you just don't want to do it so fast that it starts to spill out over the sides and not absorb into the soil. So there's gonna be a happy medium there. I'm gonna use, I'll show you the drill bit that I end up using and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I decided to go with a 1/4 inch drill bit here. And you know, I can see why GreenStalk did it the way that they did it. They want the water to drain out slowly, so I'm not trying to throw shade on them or anything, but yeah, I just think this is going to work fine and it's gonna be less prone to clogging, which ultimately is gonna make the bed lower maintenance, and that's really important for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill these up, and then I'm gonna reassemble this bed, making sure that I align the holes properly with the little planting pockets. All right, so I drilled those 1/4 inch holes, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I might have messed that up because now I see the water coming out and pooling in the top chamber, and none of it is making it to the bottom where it comes out through the drain hole. So it might be that a 1/4 inch is too big. And I probably should have started with something smaller, because you can always drill more if you need to, but it's very difficult to, add the material back once you've drilled the big hole. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm just gonna wait and see how it goes in the long term and find some sort of solution if I have to. But when I build this second one, I'm gonna go down maybe to like a 1/8 inch drill bit and do it that way. So hopefully that gives me a more balanced result. All right, so now that I'm about to set up the second GreenStalk, I'm noticing there are these bigger holes at the bottom here. So the irrigation pan sits on top here and it's got those smaller holes. And I was worried that by drilling them a 1/4 inch thick on the top one, that if this whole thing was completely sealed off and too much water was going into the top one, then that if there's excess water, it wouldn't drain down. But since these holes are here, I actually feel like I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that 1/4 inch, and that way excess water can wick down through all the different layers. So I might put things that want a little bit more water on the top. I also think the top is gonna be the one that drains out the most, so this might actually work really well. Wish me luck. All right, so I've run low on potting soil mix materials, so I need to go get some more. A lesson I've learned the hard way just from trying to grow trees in pots is you really need to have your potting soil be very fluffy. And, you know, I know it's not a very scientific term, but flufferers, you need a lot of flufferers in there, and that's what I'm running low on. Otherwise it gets really heavy and compacted and hydrophobic, or it can get waterlogged, it can go the other way. So that's why potting soils are always really lightweight. You can pick up a big bag of them pretty easily. It's usually under 20 pounds. Whereas if there was a large bag like that full of something like a sandy loam soil or clay, you know, it'd be like 100 pounds. So the flufferers are important. I'm gonna go get some more. I think I'm also gonna go ahead and buy some plants while I'm out there so that I can actually get some of these planted up. Now the garden tower, if I did my math correctly, I'm sure it says it in the instruction booklet, but again, I'm not a big instruction reader, can hold 54 plants. So that's a lot of plants. I've got 2 of those, so 108 plants between the 2 of them. And then the GreenStalk, I'm gonna have to do a count on those. But all right, so it's been a few days since I've been able to work on this project, but now I'm back at it with my helper, Ayla. And we're gonna finish this 4th tower garden, and we're also gonna plant, start planting them up. All right, so we got quite a few plants planted. Now we need to go about our days. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Nice, thanks for helping.
You're welcome.